How do? Welcome back to Witcombe Park Farm. So, last episode we had tractor issues, mainly on the horsepower to pull this drill. A couple of decent comments on the last video. Somebody told me that this is built on, it's modelled on a real life area, and the gradient of that hill on the next field is a 20% gradient, which is why we're struggling so much to pull this drill, even though we've got more than, I think we're about 50 horsepower more than what we need to do to pull it. So we were looking at other tractors. The only problem with that was the cost. We could have either gone with sort of like the Big Roy or the Big Bud, which was over $250,000, or we were into the base game big tractors, which were 400-500k, so it just wasn't an option for us. I did install that mod that I was talking about. I will show you quickly. Stop that. It's the Ford 9x80 or 9x80, 9x80 I suppose. It's only 45k, but it only goes up to 500 horsepower. Nice tractor, and 500 horsepower for 60k is a bargain, but it's not enough. Not enough. The guy who told me about the gradient said he uses the 550 horsepower tractor. So yeah, the 600 we would need would have to be Big Roy or Big Bud, which we just can't afford. So what I've decided to do, we've swapped the roller over to the Nemesis. We'll do this field and the flat field with this drill, and then I've set the John Deere going with the old drill, so he can just crack on. I'm not quite sure why he's driving around in a circle, but yeah, we can just leave him to it whilst we do these two fields. We will have to roll it, but I think that's his best option because we just cannot afford that amount of cash on the tractor that we need to be able to pull this drill up the hill. So a bit disappointing, but we've still done, or we've still managed to do the majority of our fields with this drill. And like I say, the beauty of this is we can have the roller running behind us on follow me as well, so it's two jobs in one really. We are probably gonna need some solid fertilizer at some point soon. We haven't got any at the farm, but we have got some down at shop, so we may just have to take a little detour, grab that fertilizer. Fine for seed in both drills, so seed's not an issue. The new update has released, I think it was yesterday. I haven't looked at it yet. I will have a look at it at some point soon, but I haven't looked at it yet. What I have looked at is this. The day before that DLC dropped, they dropped a free DLC for firefighting. Completely random, I'm not gonna lie. It adds in the fire engines, and it adds in 4 scenarios where things are on fire and you've got to go put them out. I don't even know what to say about that, to be honest. Really, it's completely random. It's a farming simulator game, so why the hell would we need fire engines, and why would we want to go put fires out? It's very off-piece. Mixed reviews on Steam. People are just, saying it's a free update, so they're loving it. A lot of people are saying similar to what I've just said. It's a farming simulator game. What do we want firefighting equipment for? And I totally agree with that side of the argument, to be honest. If you've got time to add in fire engines and firefighting scenarios, you should be working on stuff for farming, hence the name of farming simulator. But I don't know. It seems that Giants are going in a bit of a random direction with that one. I'm not quite sure what they're hoping to achieve. Certainly not placating the community. But who knows? Who knows? We'll have to have a look, see what this new DLC is like. Like I say, that's included in the year 2 pass, so won't cost out extra if you've got the year 2 pass. Otherwise, I think it's, what is it, like 17 quid or something? Something like that. So yeah, so we'll have a look at that. So the plan today is we're going to get this field and the bottom field done, which won't take us long really. They're not massive fields, and so far, touch wood, we're not struggling as much as we were on the other field, on the top field. So we'll get that done. Obviously the roller's following us, so that's another job we won't have to do. We will have to roll that field that the John Deere is drilling at the moment, which is fine. Shouldn't take us too long to do that one. And then we'll move on to October, and I'm hoping we're going to get another cut of alfalfa. That would be the dream. That would be the 3rd cut of the year. Because I believe October is the last month for cutting alfalfa. So if it doesn't happen next month, it's not going to happen this year. Which means I'm going to over-drill with grass come the springtime, if that's the case, because I want 3 cuts a year, give us more yield. And then after that, it's really just a case of moving into Christmas time and getting our good salt off. Getting the raw linseed and poppy we've got, straw and the lettuce, and starting to look at the potato gear, which I'm excited about. Be nice to change it up with some potatoes. Come March when the oil goes and that's potato planting time, we should be set up. I'm hoping for a couple of fields, planter and a harvester. That will go into the grain hall for storage. I think the first harvest will probably just sell as is, to be able to fund the potato processing plant, so we can make potato wedges for a hell of a lot of money. So yeah, I think this will be the last big job of year 4. Certainly flying through the years, keeping ourselves busy. But we'll get this one done, and we'll get the bottom field done. Get it all done on a time lapse. If I could drive in a straight line, would be useful. And then we can move on then and see if we get a 3rd alfalfa cut. So let's get these fields done and see what we're looking like after that. Well, that wasn't too bad actually. The John Deere has smashed through that top field fairly quickly. Quicker than what it's taken us to do these two fields anyway, so pleasantly surprised. Whoa, kamikaze roller. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with that. We do need to roll it. I'm just weighing up the fact of whether we are gonna roll it, if I'm being honest. I've still got that bottom field to do, which I'm gonna do off camera. I mean, it shouldn't take us that long to roll, because I'd be able to do it with New Holland. So we shouldn't lose any working speed going up the hills. But if we're doing it, it needs to be now. Otherwise we won't be able to, because we'll have a first stage growth. Can I drill in October? I can drill all the way up to November, so that's sound. So what I think I'll do then is we'll roll the field that the John Deere's been on. We'll jump in the New Holland for that. Whoa, whoa. Oh, look at the fuel levels. That was lucky, lucky. So yeah, we'll roll this with the New Holland. I'll pass on to October. Well, in between episodes, because that'll probably take us up to end of episode when we've rolled this. And then in between episodes, I'll pass on to October. I'll drill and roll the bottom field. And then it's just going to be a case of fertilising the field that the New Holland's done. I keep forgetting the bloody numbers. 51. So we'll have to fertilise 51. And then it'll be a case of passing on to selling time. So he finished. He has. Right. So we need to... I'm all over the place today. This heat that we've had has been absolutely savage. Bearing in mind I'm a Yorkshireman, and to us 18 degrees is cracking flags, let alone 32. But apparently today, Sunday, it's supposed to start cooling down, which should be lovely. I don't mind the heat, don't get me wrong, if I'm sat outside at pool with a bevy in my hand and an air-conditioned room to go back to. But when you're working in it, and it's still 26, 27 degrees when you're in bed, it's a chuffing nightmare. But hopefully now, we'll come out the other side of it. Need some fuel in this bad boy as well. I'm going to park that combine actually so I don't keep flicking through it. 'Cause until we've got a shed for her, she's going to be staying there. And we're not going to have sheds until we sell some produce. God, we've got so much to buy still. I'm having to buy that tractor. The increased horsepower tractor has just added another expense that we can't afford. But what I was thinking while we were doing those two fields is that because we've got a little bit of time now before we need a tractor again, we can send the scout out to try and find us a used one. Now there's no point me doing that before because I needed an answer, well I needed a tractor all answers to its problem there and then. Don't think anything's coming to sale. No. So, what we can do, there's a mod. So if I pick a tractor that I want, the question is, what do we want to go for? We need more than 550. So the Fendt Vario is the first one that's going to have more than 550 horsepower. But it's 465 grand. It's a hell of a machine. And we'd need it pumping up. Pump it up! So what we can do is we can click Find Used, which will send a scout out to try and find a used version of this tractor. Now I don't know if it brings it, if it looks for the configuration we've got. So if it looks for 673 horsepower, I don't know. So that one's 540, but we don't really need 673 horsepower. 564 would do us at 488. Got the John Deere 9R. Yeah, that's 543 for the horsepower we need. Where's the oh, it's there, the Fendt Vario. I do like that tractor. Problem is it's not enough horsepower. It's a beautiful tractor though. Absolute beast of a tractor. I've used that before. Okay, so I think the best option then is we're going to send out the scout to try and find us this Fendt. That's an extra 75 grand on... Let's go the 618 setup, 500,000. So if we click Find Used, it brings up this Search for Used Equipment bar. So option 1, normal search, it looks for 1 month, we have a 65% chance of finding it. Option 2 is the extended search, which is 3 months, and we have an 80% chance. Or we can do a continuous search for a year, which is a 98% chance. A longer assignment increases the search area and the chance of success, but a higher cost. I normally just do a normal search, and it normally works. Now, I've only done it about 4 times. But we have got a little bit of time on his hands. We haven't got a year. Well, I suppose we have got a year. Because we don't need it until this time next year. So yeah, let's do a continuous search. I mean, what we've got to lose? 2.5 grand. Let's send that out. So the broker's got your assignment. An upfront fee of £2,383 have been deducted from your account. Keep an eye on your notification bar. The broker when the search assignment has ended. So basically we'll get a pop-up if he ever finds it, saying that it's found it. And it will go into the sale, the used equipment sale, and we can buy it from there. So we need to remember that, because knowing me, I'll forget and I'll miss a notification. So we need to keep his eye on the sale. But we should have no problems pulling this roller on this field. Let's go with 2 headlands. Oh, steering assist please. 2 headlands. Yeah, that's looking good to me. Try and manoeuvre ourselves. Okay, so we'll get this field done. And then I'll do the last field off camera. And we'll pass on to October as well. So let's crack on and get this field done. Hopefully we shouldn't have any issues, because we are about 200 horsepower above what we need to be for this roller, so fingers crossed we should be a steady 7 all the way around. So see you soon. Well, that was going swimmingly. We were getting a steady 6-7 mile an hour on the uphills and 8 mile an hour on the downhill sections. And then out at blue, boom, resets the tractor back to the shop. So apparently it is a glitch on the map. Somebody commented on the last video to say it happened to him a couple of times as well, so at least I know it's nothing to do with my setup, which is reassuring, but it's still frustrating. It's funny, we had nothing for nearly 4 years and then we've had 2 resets and 2 episodes. Strange, but that is done. So all that's left to do now is for me to do that bottom field, which I'm going to do in between episodes. We're going to head to the... well, I want to jump down to oil mill. Just clear that spawn point, because it looks like it was full. I haven't checked the greenhouse in a long time either, to be fair as well, so yeah, just make sure that's got enough water. Right, oil mill. Prime oil processing. Oh yeah, we are full. And we've got some crates waiting to spawn as well, so we'll just do what we did last time. We'll clear the spawn area. Basically liquid gold, this stuff. Make an absolute fortune off it. I mean, if you look how much we've got already, and we're only in September. Still got 61,000 litres of poppy and 57,000 litres of linseed, which is nice. Right, let's have a quick look at the greenhouse. So yeah, still got 5,000 litres of water in it. No pallets though. 800 litres, must have cleared it before. Okay, so we'll pass through to October. We'll have a check on the alfalfa. And then we'll call it there, I think. Right, we are into October and it is still pitch black, so we're going to have another hour. Oh wow, it is foggy this morning. That alfalfa doesn't look ready to me. And it's not. And I believe this is the last month for it. Oh no, we can harvest in November. So we might get away with it. We might yet get a harvest from it. Okay, so in between episodes, I'm going to drill and roll 61. I'm going to keep one eye on the sail. Let's just have a check. Make sure we haven't missed any notifications. I don't think we have. Ooh, some solid fert there though. I'm going to take that. Shame it's only one. No, nothing there yet. No tractor, which is fine. So yeah, in between episodes, I'm going to sort out this bottom field. I'll probably then pass on to November. So when we come back next episode, we'll get a final decision on whether we're going to get 3 cuts off the alfalfa. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to help me out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.